Hello and welcome back to Tungsten Tales, day 2 of the Super Series. The Players Championship Series in the PDC is done and dusted, and we've got another winner, another new winner on the tour. Callan Rydz has sealed his first PDC senior title, defeating Clayton in another brilliant final this evening, to add to yesterday's winner of Joe Cullen, also defeating the Ferret in the final. And you have to ask yourself now, is Clayton one of the world's elite, one of the world's best players? I certainly think so. We'll have a look at his results in just a second, but we have to start off with the winner from today, Callan Rydz from the northeast. Some of those results today and some of those averages are absolutely stunning. 102 to kick off the day, defeating the new tour card holder Boris Koltsov. Wins over Alan Suter, another first-time tour card holder. Jeff Smith was seen off 6-0 in the last 16. Quarter-final, he saw off Ian White, probably one of the most favoured players on the Pro Tour circuit. Then came past Nathan Aspinall 7-2, very convincing in that semi-final before defeating Johnny Clayton, in that final with a 98 average, probably one of his best performances of the day. And he looked very smooth, very composed, and really like he belonged throughout the day. And that is the best thing you can say about Callan Rydz or any winner of these Pro Tour events. He looked like he belonged, and he puts himself in a very, very strong position for the likes of the World Match Play. And even later on in the year, a win here is £10,000 on the board, and it lifts you right up the Pro Tour Order of Merit, the 1-year Pro Tour Order of Merit for the day. Quick look at Johnny's run throughout the day. Defeated Michael Van Gerwen in one of the standout games of the afternoon. Absolutely destroyed him, you'd have to say. 102 average, 6-1 over the former world number 1, now world number 2. Although it could be world number 3 by the end of the week. But elsewhere, 101 against Mike Dedecker, 103 against Luke Peters. Throwing some incredible darts, and I think you have to ask yourself, is there anybody throwing better darts than Johnny Clayton at the moment? We'll come on to in a minute, but Going Price isn't at the moment. Michael Van Gerwen probably isn't, and Peter Wright definitely isn't at the moment. Johnny Clayton is one of the world's best, and he's in for a shot at the UK Open and the Premier League in the coming months. We mentioned Peter Wright. Now, not a good day again for Peter Wright. I mean, 105.8 average is definitely nothing to be sniffed at, but the former world champion losing with another huge average against Alan Suter, fellow Scot. Alan Suter, who's settled in and looking very, very accomplished on the PDC Tour already, hitting his 105 average to see off the world number 3. And Alan Suter himself had a decent run, another 105 average in the second round, in fact, to defeat Peter Hudson before losing to, of course, Callan Rydz in that second round. Other news from today, and there's plenty to go through. Adrian Lewis, he hit the second 9-darter of the day. That was in defeat to Jeff Smith. We saw Michael Smith, now the 9-darter, yesterday afternoon. Second one of the week goes to Adrian Lewis. Mincy Sulovic also very, very close to a 9-darter, but not quite able to get the job done. Just looking at the quarterfinals, some good runs. John Michael, he'll be pleased to get some points on the board. A very good run for the Greek number 1. Steve Beaton, who dropped outside the top 32 into 33rd place on the Order of Merit. He's put in a good run on day 2 of the Super Series. I'm not sure if that lifts him back in, but I'm sure a couple more of those will assure his place in the top 32, which is obviously a qualifying criteria and keeps you seeded in the World Championships, of course. Steve Beaton will be aiming for that, I'm sure. And even further down, likes of Chaz Barstow. He's got his tour, well, not got his tour card, I'm afraid, but he's competing on the Pro Tour for the first time. And he had a very, very good day, losing to Mincy Sulovic, unfortunately, in the last 16, 6-4. Also, Gary Anson, he had another decent day's action, and Rusty Jake Rodriguez, another player that hasn't played a whole lot of Pro Tour darts during his time, reaching the last 16. Final player, a couple of players we'll look at. Gerwyn Price. He defeated John Worsley in the opening round. Worsley reached the semi-final on day 1, defeated by Gerwyn Price, just 87 average though for the Iceman. And he was then defeated by Aaron Beanie. What a story. Aaron Beanie hasn't had many Pro Tour wins, or wins at all really, over the last 12 months, 13 months since he's had that tour card. But to get a win over the world number 1 and the world champion is an absolutely huge scalp, and will do Aaron Beanie a tremendous amount of confidence, I'm sure, from that sort of win, even though he did unfortunately come up short next round against, I believe, John Michael. And the final player, Raymond van Barneveld, I'm sure many people are interested in how he's getting on. Got his first Pro Tour win back on the tour against Scotland's Ryan Murray, coming from behind to defeat the Scot in that one with an 98 average, but then defeated by fellow Dutchman Danny Noppert in the second round. We'll have more updates from all the top names, and of course the promising names and the winners tomorrow as we glide into the third day of the Super Series. 2 winners down, Joe Cullen and today's winner Callan Rydz. 2 more to be named, and the Pro Tour order rankings will be updated, of course. We'll have all that here tomorrow on Tungsten Tales.